Today I want to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, not only as a designer, but as a web development shop owner, specifically in the e-commerce market. And that's user experience. User experience on your e-commerce website. I had the pleasure of being able to post an article on GoDaddy's blog, and the title of that is UX Killing Conversions on Your E-commerce Website. And I think there's so many of us out there that are running e-commerce sites. Admittedly, we're not experts. We're trying to do this and figure out the business as we go, but we largely are unaware of so many user experience things on our websites that are really preventing users from being able to convert. I know how frustrating I feel when I get onto a website, an online store, and I just can't do what I need to do, especially these niche retailers with so many of my specific focuses. Like, I'm a big hat guy. I love buying baseball hats. I love buying hats of all types. And I get on some of these random websites and they only carry certain products, and I can't even convert. I maybe can't even buy. I can't reach out to them. It's so frustrating. So I really want to help you as an e-commerce store owner to really be aware of key user experience items that can help you do better on conversions. So to think of what's user experience, I mean, I don't know if we have really the time to get into that, but it's something to think about. User experience is how you've laid out all the information on your website. Have you made a very clear path for users to come on and do what they've come onto your website to do? Is it very easy to navigate all the way through it? So that's in a nutshell, very, very brief, what user experience has to do. You can Google the term if you need to know more about it. But again, coming back to e-commerce, when it comes to conversions, your user experience is absolutely critical. So I want to look at four key areas where how we can improve user experience and how we can really think about user experience as being our best ally, one of our best allies to create conversions on our e-commerce website. So we want to make the best first impression possible. If you're a retailer and you have a lot of different competition in your space, you know that you have a mere amount of seconds to really rope somebody in and really get their information or possibly get a chance to convert to them. So you want to make sure that your brand, your website really tells these three things immediately. What do you sell? Are you really making it clear what types of products do you sell? What is your brand all about? Secondly, you want to make sure you're saying your brand message. You want to make sure, at least in some way, that your brand messaging is laid out. And third, you want to make sure you're making known what makes your products special, what makes these products very desirable for the intended audience. This information should be front and center for users coming onto your e-commerce website so they can understand exactly what you're about and be able to easily take the next step. Somebody who's done a really good job about this, and I'll actually share the link in the video below or the comments below, is a website by the name of Thrive Market. They've done a great job of hitting on all these three key points. And you could take a look at that link down below and find their website in there to really understand how they've visually done that and really look at your website to see how you can improve. So one of the things to really focus on as well is the key balance, the crucial key balance of search and discovery on your e-commerce website. It's likely that your store probably carries more than one product. So in that case, you really want to make sure that you're balancing the search and discovery on your e-commerce site. Not only do you want to make it easy for visitors to be able to find what they're looking for, but you want to make sure that you've got clickable categories and keyword things and be able to really have that easily laid out for users to see. It's important to balance searchability with delighting your users and making them feel something inside and compelling them to be able to convert and become a customer and to make their lives better by coming onto your website and buying the product that they're intending to buy. Amazon, of course, does a great job of this. If you can even think, they've done so many tests, so many iterations, and so many different versions that it would just make your head spin on how to really balance this search and discovery on their website. Now, the key here is, you want to make sure that you've got a clean, uncluttered website design and user experience. That's a key trend coming across in e-commerce today, is making sure that card-like layouts, very neatly laid out grid layouts, do a good job of storytelling and showing products that we want them to see, not only in maybe some type of an image with a model, but also laying out those products side by side so that a user can easily either buy those or find out more information as they're wanting to buy. Now, another link we've shared in the article is a website by the name of Kiana. And then that's an online clothing retailer, probably somewhere I wouldn't shop because it's a women's retailer, and I don't know if those clothes would look so great on me. But anyway, it's done a great job of putting together a good layout of models wearing the type of clothes, and specifically maybe up to 2 products, and not only showing that shot to the left, but also the products to the right-hand side, and really helping users and customers be able to find out more information and buy those products easily. Now, we also want to make sure we're helping users make selections on our e-commerce website. It's important that our e-commerce website makes it easy to find the products that the customers are looking for, and we want to put that information out right in the forefront so they can really make an educated decision. Product imagery is so key for storytelling and making sure people understand that. We mentioned a great website just a second ago, but that's definitely something with imagery that you really can get across more so than copy on your site. The current user experience trend is really leaning towards, large imagery, hero images that display models or products or somebody displaying a product or whatnot, and they really show an increase in conversions to be able to help your customers understand how these things are important. So ideally, you want to make sure that your users can interact with the images by scrolling, and make sure that they can move around and enlarge things and see big, beautiful imagery that really shows and tells the story of the products you're hoping to sell. Now, another point to that is making sure that your product descriptions are very clear and making sure that things are done. And if you've ran an e-commerce website for any length of time, you've got a couple iterations out of your website, you're probably doing a great job of putting out all the variables and all the things that a user needs to do in order to buy products. But it's important that we balance that with the imagery to make sure that there's not mostly description and not too much of an image, or vice versa. That balance is so key in making sure that users aren't confused by that and it doesn't feel a little weird. A few additional items to consider when helping users make their purchases is featuring user ratings, making sure reviews are right there in the view, including the product price, availability, and estimated delivery time, stuff that Amazon has and stuff that you can kind of take a look at their website and best model on your website. Having a clear path and to select and add products to the shopping cart with straightforward navigation buttons like add to bag, or even putting on a wish list and helping people enter in their email so they at least create some type of an account on your website. That's really key. So let's look at another point here on improving user experience to help conversions increase on your e-commerce site. We'll want to make sure we create a fluid and simple, safe buying experience on our e-commerce websites. It's important to trust and convey trust and credibility on our websites. We understand that if we've been in business for some time. And if we're putting these things together with regards to user experience, we can build the consumer trust. We can build the trust with the people that we're really looking to serve. Something to keep in mind is maybe putting a security seal on your website. I know Google is putting out Google Trusted Stores. That can help with your search ranking. Something that comes to mind is making sure, obviously, that you have a search SSL on your site, a security socket layer, to make sure that the user information that they're putting on your site is encrypted, and making sure that your address to your website is also available as well if somebody needs to get in touch with you, or if you have a brick and mortar store to come and visit you as well. But it's so important to build these trusts, especially if you've got a brand new store, and make sure that you make the best first impression you possibly can. Now, when it comes to ushering users fluidly through the checkout process and experience, want to make sure we have plenty of navigation buttons that are clear and concise, that people understand how to make their way through the buying experience. And we want to make sure that not only are we doing that in an efficient way to help people buy, but also engage with them, not just for the purchase, but also for the conversion point. Getting a user's email and helping to bring products that are maybe going to bring them back to the website is so key. Something that's really important to look at is reducing the shopping cart abandonment. Now, if we've not succeeded in getting somebody to convert with entering their email or making their way through the checkout process, we can help reduce that shopping cart abandonment and prompt them to come back to the website if we have their email or whatnot. So that's really key to keep in mind of. So something we'll want to also look at is making sure that we know how best to do this. A good product out there is a product I recommend called Cart Hook. I can include the link in the link below or in the description below. Cart Hook does a great job in order to put that into your e-commerce website and bring users back. You can also see a great example of this on the Crave Jerky website. I know everybody was just jonesing for some jerky, so you're welcome. Crave Jerky does a really good job of their layout of bringing people back in and making sure they can check out even if they've abandoned their cart. And we included a screenshot in this article we're linking below. So finally, a last thing I want to bring up in increasing your conversions and making a better user experience is making sure we're putting out information about returns, refunds, and warranties. It's so crucial. And I know some of this is so basic, so I'm really hoping that you've gotten a better sense of what user experience is and how it can look on your website. We may use different terms to define user experience, but it's really important to look at these things to make the best first impression on your e-commerce website. So I'd love to hear your feedback. What did we miss? What is something we should cover next time? So be sure to let us know in the comments, and have a great day.